Hey guys, it's Kat. So I discovered something today, and I found out that with Google's keyboard, which is called Gboard, you can actually type in Morse code. So for those of you who don't know what Morse code is, it is a type of code that was used, especially in the military, dating from the late 19th century, so late 1800s. And they still use it today, apparently. So there's a way to get Morse code on your keyboard if you have Gboard enabled. So you can get Gboard from the App Store and Google Play. I assume there's a little bit of accessibility with it on both ends, TalkBack and VoiceOver. Actually, VoiceOver and TalkBack. There we go. iPhone, Android. But here I'll show you how to get to it and enable it. And then we'll try out some Morse code. So Morse code is just dots and dashes that make up characters. So if you guys have ever heard SOS before, SOS is one of the easiest things to learn in Morse code. It's ... dash dash ... dot. So the way they do this is they have a high tone, which is a dot, and a low tone, which is a dash. So it'd be beep, 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 beep. That was SOS. So I'll show you how to enable it. And for those of you who are blind, visually impaired, have trouble with vision, I'll guide you through the process here. So first you got to go, so I'm doing this on an iPhone right now. So you would go into settings, then you would scroll down to general, then you would go to keyboard, and then keyboards, the first option. And as you can see, if you guys can see, I already have Gboard enabled. But if you don't have it enabled, once you have it downloaded from the Play Store or the App Store, you can go to Add New Keyboard, and then it would pop up under third-party keyboards here, like where I have Bitmoji, Giphy, and Type AI. Type AI is a ChatGPT-powered keyboard extension that I downloaded once. So I have Gboard already enabled, and when you have Gboard, to have Gboard work, you have to click it and make sure the switch that says allow full access is turned on. That way it will allow full access from everything in your normal keyboard into Gboard. And the convenient thing about Gboard is you can just type in a Google search straight from the keyboard. You don't even have to go to the Google Assistant or anything, which the way I get to my Google Assistant is I have my iPhone 15 Pro Max action button set to the Google Assistant shortcut because I have the Assistant app. So as long as you have that enabled, let's go home here. Let's go into a note. Now, see, I already have Gboard on, but say it wasn't on. So let's push there. If you have an iPhone, I would say an iPhone X to right now, which is the 15, you would most likely have a face icon on the very bottom left of your screen. That would be your emoji keyboard. Well, since I have another keyboard enabled along with emoji, the emoji button has now moved up to the right side of my 1, 2, 3 symbols button on the bottom left of the keyboard. So you can see I've got my emojis here. But to get to the Gboard, all you gotta do is push where the button used to be on the bottom left, which is now a globe, and that will switch to Gboard. Now what you have to do is, if you haven't done this already, you go to Settings, which is the second key on the bottom row of the keyboard, directly above the globe. So it's the second key, it's the settings icon. You hold that down, or I think you could probably just tap it if you wanted to. And then you go up to Settings. Mine already has Morse code enabled, but you go to Settings. Then you go to your Gboard app, which it directs right to you, or it directs it right to you. You right to it, I'm sorry. So then you'd go to Languages, and Morse code's already on mine, and you can have up to 3 languages at a time on Gboard. But if you don't have it already, you can go to Add Language. Then you scroll all the way down to the bottom. And on the bottom, you would have 9 different options for Morse code. Of course, they would all be English, but they are used for different countries. So I have English United States because I'm in the United States, but they also have Morse code English for Australia, Canada, India, Kenya, which is a country in Africa, Nigeria, the Philippines, South Africa, and the United Kingdom. So you can select any of those. In fact, all of the languages, well, I should say almost all the languages that are used in Google Translate are in Gboard. Most of them. Like, for example, here's Chinese. For Chinese, they have China mainland, Chinese in Hong Kong, Chinese in Taiwan. It's all different. So, and they've got, like, for example, French, Canada, France, Belgium, which I didn't know they spoke French in Belgium, and Switzerland, which I didn't know they said that in Switzerland either. But yeah, they've got all of these here. So make sure you have Morse code English United States enabled, of course, if you're in the United States. If you ever want to get rid of that keyboard, you go up to the top right where it says Edit. Then you just tap Morse code English. It'll be selected, and then you gotta just push Delete on the bottom, the very middle on the bottom of your screen, which is directly above the charger port on an iPhone. But I'm not going to get rid of that. And Morse code, that's already laid out. And then I found out under keyboard settings, for Morse code settings, you can have the character time out after 1 second. So if you don't touch anything for 1 second, it'll count that as a character. Morse code word timeout is apparently never. Morse code, enable Morse accessibility tones. That's what I was talking about, a high and low beep. Those are different frequencies of beep. Morse key repeat, which that's so you can press a couple times. Start repeating Morse symbol after 500 milliseconds. Morse symbol repeat rate, 500 milliseconds. We don't have to worry about that. So let's go back. And I'm back in my notes. So let's push the settings. Oh, if you push the settings button just once, it'll switch between keyboards. But if you hold down the settings button, it will show you like one-handed mode, English, United States, Morse code English, next keyboard. Next keyboard basically takes you to the next keyboard like the globe would. So let us try Morse code. So if you can see, I have a dot on one half of the keyboard and a dash on the other half. So the dot is on the left half, the dash is on the right half. Then below that is a row of keys, the shift key, the settings key, the space bar, backspace, and enter or return. And those are also with Morse code. So to type a shift, you would do ... dash dot. For space, you would do ... dash dash. Backspace is ... dash dash. And enter return is ... dash dash. Now you can also use it in predictive text. So like the predictive words that I imagine some of you who text a lot sometimes even forget that it's there. I even forget that it's there at sometimes. So for the first predictive word, it's 1 dot 5 dashes. The middle word is 2 dots 4 dashes. The third word is 3 dots 3 dashes. And some characters can only be a maximum of 6 dots and dashes for a combination. So let's see what we can do here. So here is what the dot sounds like. I just pressed it multiple times. Here's the dash. Why can't I hear it? Oh, there we go. So, and for those of you who can see what I'm doing, it is visual on what you are typing right above the keys. So let's see, if I do dash dash dot, that's a capital G, which actually it was already on shift, so it would have been a G. So now, let's try and spell the word great. So, I gotta do some experimenting here, because I can't remember how to do this. Yeah, some of these are invalid keys, by the way, so you wouldn't know. So, dash, dash, dot, dot, dot was the number 7. G7! G7! King me! King me! SpongeBob reference. So, I am not good at Morse code. So, while I'm futzing around with this, I'll give you a little bit of information here. Morse code, like I said, was used in the military quite a bit, and it was used as a code to send to other bases, military bases, for secret codes, like to disarm a bomb or something like that. Or where there are weapons or something like that. And they do it, and it's also what was used, to make telegrams. So a telegram is basically an old piece of it wasn't even really digital, actually. This was way back. A telegram was, I think, most likely military, but it was definitely in the olden days, about 100 years ago, or maybe up until the 1940s. I don't remember. But this was before people wrote letters and sent them out. These were actually, so telegrams were messages that are basically like something, like a document you would type on a computer, like you get from a business or a company. Basically that type of thing, only they didn't have like the copy paper, the printer paper that we have today. They had made it on telegrams. And of course, computers didn't exist back 100 years ago, 80 years ago. So they did telegrams, and they used something called a telegraph. I know, it's interesting. So, and the way they made dots and dashes is they had one button. It was only one button. And a dot was one press, like that. And a long, or a dash was a longer press. So it would have been like that. So say I were to type in SOS, like I mentioned earlier. I would do push, 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 push. So when I lengthen the word push in the middle there to make the letter O, that was to that's how you would make a short and a long. I think that's actually what they're called, short and long. So like this. Yeah, SOS right there. So, and that, like I said, they did that a lot in the military to send secret codes to other bases and other military agents to crack open a safe, or even plans to like disarm a bomb or a nuke or whatever could have been on land at the time. Like I said, they did telegrams. And I found out that they still use Morse code today. And I assume they still use it in the military. In fact, let me look up here. Let me go to normal keyboard here. Photo of a telegraph. So here is... Oh, I don't want to copy the link. Stupid phone. Oh, here we go. Here is what a telegraph looked like. So I'm going to put it on the screen here. So let me push done. So this is what a telegraph looked like. And I assume they had something along the lines of like a tape or something that they had put something out. I don't honestly remember. Of course, I wouldn't know. I wasn't around in the 1940s. But so this thing, is this little button here on the right side of what you can see. That is the button that you hold down or just quickly press to make a sentence. Or actually, they didn't even hardly use any sentences back then. They just had like code. Like it was all just words. And of course they did have space, I imagine. I don't like a space. They had a way to make what we call the space bar. I don't know exactly how it works. You know what? Let me go into here and type in Morse code translator. And you can even do Morse code translators here on Google. You can look up Morse code translator. You can literally type in whatever you want on these websites. You type text or Morse using period, dash, or underscore, using spaces between letters, and a slash between, there would have been a forward slash between words. So let me type in Catherine Kaiser. So that would be, it's all Morse code, so it's completely different. So it would be, brace yourself here, dash, dot, dash, dot, dash, dash, dot, 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 dash, dot, 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 dash, dot, dot, and then whatever space would be. Then it would be dash, dot, dash, dot, dash, dot, 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 dash, dot. And in Morse code, that would sound like this. So let's turn up the volume, first of all. The speed we don't have to worry about. Where's the thing to find out here? So that was Catherine Kaiser in Morse code. And this website here, morsecode.world, is an easy way to find it here. You can also have this thing turn the light on and off on this screen here. So for those of you who are blind, who have light perception, like Ken does, like I know my friend Ken does, I'm going to turn up the speed just a teeny bit, and pitch will just leave in hertz. So if you watch the screen, so I'm going to actually turn my phone. Will it let me? Yeah, it will. That's not going to work. Anyway, so here is what it would look like in Morse code if you use light. Yeah, so it would light up, the lights would light up white from black if you wanted to do it that way. So I'll actually slow it down a little bit because that might have given some people a headache. Let's slow it down to 15 WPM, which I think is words per minute, I think. Yeah, so that was Catherine Kaiser on there. Oh, and you want to know something really cool? Is you can make bracelets. You can have bracelets to send a message to a friend, you can send a message to a friend just using Morse code. And they also have Morse code bracelets. So if you go to, get out of here, Family Fair, we don't want you. Lunchables, I haven't had Lunchables in years. You can have a Morse code bracelet. So literally type in whatever you want for color. The color of the color of the silk cord which is usually what almost like what a friendship bracelet or a charm bracelet is made of. So for example, I'm just gonna choose amethyst, which is like a dark purple. And you have the accent and spacer bead options. So they've got Swarovski Zillion crystals and sterling silver ovals. So if you guys can see this picture right here, oops, I just enlarged it somehow. You can kind of see these are all Morse code. So the spacers are the big beads right there. The dots are obviously the round beads, and then the dashes are the longer cylindrical beads, which I think is super cool. I might have to see if I can figure out. I want to see if I can get one of these, honestly. It's only $15 in the US right now. I think it's super cool. I never really knew. I don't really know Morse code, but I mean, I've been trying to find jewelry recently, so maybe this isn't such a bad choice. But yeah, it's a drawstring style bracelet. Silver dash and dot beads, and you can do the oval beads or the Swarovski crystals. The crystals are six-sided shapes, so it's like a diamond, but the top and bottom of the diamond are elongated, I guess. And sterling silver ovals are basically just like barrel-shaped, wooden barrel-shaped beads. You have to add $1 if you want those, though. I mean, that would only be $16. Cord length? I don't even know what size I would be in terms of stuff. Because my wrist is pretty big. I had gotten a Hatsune Miku ring. It was just like a cosplay ring that I tried fitting on my finger. I ordered it from Amazon. I ended up giving it to the partner I used to date, Luna, because it fit their finger. Mine would not. The ring was so small. It said it was adjustable. It wasn't. The thing wouldn't even fit around my pinky. It wouldn't. It would only go probably past the second joint of my pinky that I bend my pinky at. So that's really bad. But yeah. So that is how Morse code works. And a little tutorial on you can actually use Morse code on Google's Gboard, which I did not know you could do. So, yeah, let me see, how did I do that? There's a whole big alphabet of Morse code. Oh, it looks like they do have a way to do a period. How the heck did I do that? Oops. Okay, so dot dash is a period. Okay. So, but yeah, like I said, most Morse code can only go up to 6 characters or 6 dots and dashes for a combination. And it looks like it can do any of these. It can do any character on an English keyboard. So, like even an ampersand, which wait, that's not an ampersand. An ampersand is an and symbol. I don't even know if you can even do that. You can do a plus, which is dot dash dot dash dot. So dot 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 dash dot is an asterisk or a star. You can do brackets, I see. There's the at symbol. I don't know. I don't remember what that's called. The at sign is an accounting and invoice abbreviation meaning at a rate of, whatever the heck that stands for. They just call it the at sign, I guess. But I know ampersand. The ampersand is and. So that's what happens if you type in like Shift 7. No, I don't want to rate it right now. Screw you. Okay, so that is just a little tutorial on how to get Morse code keyboards on your iPhone. Not saying it's going to be much use for some of you. Then again, I don't know who all watches my material on YouTube. But there you have it. I think Ken one of my friends from YouTube told me that some Braille displays, because he's got a Braille display, you can do Morse code on a Braille display or a Braille keyboard or whatever, because, I mean, all a Braille keyboard is like 6 keys or whatever. And, of course, the space bar, I assume. Or the enter key or whatever that is. I'm trying to remember what he was talking about. But all a Braille keyboard is 6 keys because it's 6 dots. But I am not educated in that. Like, I am not educated at all in Braille. But I mean, you learned a little bit of Morse code from me here. So let's see if I can try and experiment with something here. Oops. Okay, there we go. Come on. I don't even know what I'm doing. Anyway, so that's just that'll be probably the end of this video here. So thank you guys for watching this. I hope I explained it well enough to those of you who view my stuff on YouTube that are visually impaired or blind or have some type of issue with their vision. I hope I explained this well enough. And to be honest with you, Morse code could be somewhat easy to learn, considering all it is dots and dashes, and you got the different tones. So like I said, a dot is a high tone, and a dash is a low tone. So, I mean, it might be worth checking out if you want to do that. Not pressuring you or anything. But, yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.